That's it.
He
Is that what the clock says behind me?
It says 5 hours,
20 minutes
20
and
minutes.
2 seconds, brother.
God, I'm so about that. So last night, me and the wife, Tuesday night's date night during football season, so we're getting back into our groove.
Okay.
Till action starts, of course.
Okay.
So I get a call
From
from
who?
a random number. Don't answer. Then I get a text from that number. Hey, call me. So I'm like, okay, either this is the greatest scam of all time or I need to call this person. So I call him and explain. And he's making this noise. It's like, ooh.
No.
Ooh.
Not like that.
So I thought maybe the Pillsbury Doughboy had kidnapped him or something.
Not again.
But he's like, my Achilles. He's like, Jake, West Park, my Achilles, it's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone.
It
Yeah.
disappeared.
So I'm like, okay, like what, hey, and then I basically get told that, hey, and I'll let you tell the story, that I need to go pick
ahead.
him up and take him to the hospital. Tell everybody what you did.
Yeah, I ruptured my Achilles yesterday playing intramural flag football.
Really?
Yep. Which I like. Look, man, I like to work out, stay in shape, go do stuff. I played softball. I played flag football.
Soft
yeah,
and
man.
low.
Hey, extra point. We're going for one. I just caught a fade ball.
Did you score?
I just caught a fade ball for a touchdown the play before, and looked at the kid and told him he was short.
Uh-huh.
They're running again. Took one step off the line. I felt that in the back of my ankle.
That's that karma.
Yeah.
Popped into my calf, and then stayed at the hospital for 7 hours.
Yeah. So I go pick him up, and I haven't seen Blaine in that much pain in a while. But the way that he handled it, I thought was actually pretty smart. So he's in the back of my car as I'm flying to the hospital. And I guess to try and null the pain a little bit, he's like almost singing, but in like a Native American way. He's like, "Hello,"
Yeah.
and I hear him say, the best part of learning friendship is you get so many friends.
Yep.
Like,
That was me in the
dude.
back seat, dude. At one point, it sounds like I was giving birth. It wasn't a great.
No, it was like a Lamaze class.
Yeah, I was calling the spirits, man. Like, it's still.
So, yeah.
Hey.
I just took 3
That's how it
Tylenol.
was.
I'm on no medication right now. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it this morning.
Well, look, he showed
I'm gonna
up.
probably if I
Showed up for the game.
Hey.
Showed up for the game.
Look, I'm here with a tour Achilles, boys. I love this job.
Yeah.
I love this
That's
job.
exactly right. How much do you care? Wow. Oregon State names DJ U the starting quarterback. We'll see how that goes. The Bucs named Baker Mayfield their starting quarterback. And, well, we're going to see how that goes. And we're going to make our Pac-12 predictions from top to tail. I'm Jake Crain, and welcome to Crain & Company. As I said earlier, we are now a mere 3 sleeps away from the college football season kicking off. And today is our Pac-12 prediction day. And while the conference is on its way out, one of the greatest ironies in college football right now is that they could end up with the second best conference in the whole college football universe at the end of this year. They could legitimately have 5 teams that could make a run, and a couple of teams that are on the rise could end up being their demise when it comes to getting a team in the college football playoff, finally, because cannibalism is alive and well, and we could see the Pac-12 eat itself out of a spot. Now, it's no secret, I've been very high on Utah the past couple of years. You can look at the tape. And going into this year, up until I really sat down in the lab to figure this out, they were my lead dog. But to be quite honest, their quarterback injury situation has me more nervous than seeing Lizzo in the produce aisle. Now, Cam Rising doesn't seem ready to go. And even if he is, how much is that lingering ACL injury going to affect his dual threat ability? It's one of the things that makes him great. And to make matters worse, their backup quarterback endured a severe injury during a scrimmage that set him back. And even though their third-string quarterback Bryson Barnes showed out in limited action, their first games off the bat are at home against Florida, which I think they still should win, and then in Waco against Baylor and one-punch man Dave Aranda. paired with road games at Oregon State, USC, and Washington. It's going to be pretty tough sledding. Now, it's going to be tough for them to three-peat as Pac-12 champions with all that's going on in that schedule. Plus, I think there are other programs out there this year that can match Utah's toughness and physicality, which has been the main catalyst in separating them from, well, the rest of the pack. That's why I'm taking the Gordon Bombay approach this year. And I'm rolling with the Ducks. It's knuckle puck time. They returned Bo Nix and second-year head man Dan Lanning. He understands the importance of physicality. Hell, he just came over from Georgia. Now, the Ducks do have to go on the road to play Washington and the Utah team I just mentioned, but that's where Bo Nix in year 13 is going to shine the most. So give me Oregon to win the regular season and the conference championship game against USC in 2023.
Wow.
Quack.
Oregon.
Quack.
No,
Quack.
can't get in
Quack.
this year,
Quack.
boys.
Quack. And I do want to say,
Quack. No.
before we go any further, that was a good quack. That was a good coalition
I thought so.
quack. That, shout out to our boy Matty Ice. He's getting married. We're not going to be able to go to the wedding. Told him I'd RSVP. Forgot the last couple days. Hope you and the fiance have a fantastic wedding.
Yeah.
I hope it's great.
Congratulations,
I
man.
hope it's better than the season I think Utah's about to have compared to.
Hold on. Pull up his graphic. I want to see how
let's
bad
get
it is.
graphic in here,
Let's get
y'all.
really graphic. Really
Ew,
quick.
gross.
8 and
What are
4?
you thinking?
8-4 for
I love when you guys
Utah.
scream at
8
me
and
at
4?
6:30.
The back-to-back champs right there. 8 and 4.
Disrespect.
Here's what I got before you guys get your panties all in a wad.
late.
Everybody drink a glass and shut the hell up for a second.
You got some?
Yeah, hold on. It's right here. I got Oregon going 10-2. All right, 8-1 in the conference. Let me get out. I do this game by game, and there shouldn't be any mathematical errors. I do want to make a correction. I had Baylor at 4-5 yesterday in the graphic. That was wrong. I fed Justine the wrong info. I have them 5-4, and then Georgia Tech in the ACC 3-5, not 4-4. Just want to get that in the record, official record. Try. Could you write that down? Thank you. Here's what I got. Got Oregon going 8-1. Got them losing to Texas Tech week 2. That's right. Joey McGuire and the boys.
You've been saying that.
Guns up. I've been saying it.
You've been saying that.
I've been screaming it.
Okay.
All right, then I got them losing to Utah on the road. Think Cam Rising maybe by then, the Dark Knights kind of back to form. I think they're going to drop that one. But outside of that, I got them going 10-2. I got USC going 10-2 as well. Their 2 losses. I got on the road at Notre Dame. Okay, shout out Marcus Freeman. Then I got them losing at Oregon on the road. Then I got Washington going 10-2. A nice year. I know you guys are a little bit higher on them than me. I got them losing to Oregon at home and then at USC. Those are my 3 10-win teams. I haven't released my playoff teams other than Texas, as I mentioned yesterday. Does this keep the Pac-12 out of the playoff? I don't know. Probably, maybe. We'll see. Then I got Utah going 8-4, boys, and it's not a stretch. I got them losing to Baylor, week 2 on the road. Quarterback problems. Got them losing to USC on the road. Got them losing to Oregon at home, and then at Washington, whose starting running back is out now for the year. I hate to see that, the Davis kid. They're pretty deep at running back, but that one's going to hurt. He had a big year last year. Was looking forward to a big year this year. He's going to bounce back. That's why I got him 8-4, 6-3 in the conference. Oregon State 9-3, 6-3. UCLA 8-4, 5-4 in the conference. Wazoo 6-6, 4-5. Arizona Jed Fish going bowling. It's fishing season, baby. 6-6, 4-5. Arizona State, who just named true freshman Jalen Rashada, quarterback, big plays, Oppenheimer explosive, going to be some good and bad with a young quarterback. 5-7, 3-6, and then it gets ugly, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Cal 3-9, 2-7. The band is on the field, and they're better than your football team. Colorado 2-10, 1-8. Sorry, Dion, love your skill position players. You're just not good enough up front. And then Stanford 2-10, 0-9, but they don't care. They just want to read good and be good at rowing.
God, I was watching a Christian McCaffrey highlight tape at Stanford the other day. Disgusting.
It's really good.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Him and Andrew
Nice.
Luck,
He's
disgusting.
nice. So that's what I got, boys.
Why don't you go next? I want to see what I'm up against. Are you
Real
going Oregon
quick
too?
question. Oregon State 9-3.
Yes.
DJ U got named the starter.
Yes.
We still believe in that.
Well, I believe in their offensive line more than anything. And listen, I think DJU, sometimes the Febreze brothers fresh start thing can help out. His mechanics need a lot of fixing, but let's look at the schedule. All right. Who do you think? I got them losing to Utah at home, as I said. I got them losing to Washington at home and at Oregon. Here's the rest of their schedule. San Jose State, UC Davis, San Diego State at home. It's got a lot of questions on offense. At Washington State, it's a winnable game. At Cal, UCLA at home. At Arizona, at Colorado, Stanford at home. I don't think it's crazy to see.
I have the exact same thing as you.
Yeah.
I have 9-3, 6-3 in conference with all. You have losses against Utah, Washington,
and then
Oregon.
last 2 games.
I have the exact same thing, and I filled this out before the
man.
news broke about DJ Uiagalelei, and I didn't change it after.
Okay.
I'm big on Oregon State. The only thing I did relook at it after this came out last night, and
You did a relook?
I started to look closer at UCLA and maybe Arizona on the road.
Yeah.
Could be a little more interesting.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, pull mine up.
There it is.
Beautiful.
Wow.
I'm going with it. USC, 11-1. Lincoln Riley, Alex Grinch and the boys. Transfer portal. They're deep. Number 4 ranked transfer portal right now. Class defensive-wise, they're going to be beefy. A little beefy up front. We had Brandon Marcello on the other week to talk about it. So I'm going with Caleb Williams, Mario Williams. I think they're going to get back on the mountaintop.
So you have them winning the Pac-12 championship game as well, right?
Correct.
And beating Washington?
Correct. I have them losing at Oregon.
Okay, hold on.
Okay, I have them losing at Oregon. I have Washington 11-1, 8-1 in conference. I have them losing against USC. All right, and I have Oregon losing to Utah and Washington.
Okay. So you have 4 double-digit win teams.
Correct.
Pac-12.
And I have Utah losing at USC and Washington.
Wow.
And Washington.
Well, I mean, look, they could be second best conference.
I have Oregon State going 8-4. The DJU news broke. I think Oregon State's probably one of the most talented teams in the country up front on the offensive side of the ball. Their skill position step back, and they got a really good running back. We'll see what DJ Ill does this year, what he can mess up. I'm going 8-4. Washington State 8-4.
8-4.
I think they're gonna have a good team. I like their quarterback coming back. He's solid. I think they're gonna have a good year. UCLA down this year, 6-6. You lost a lot. I know you have some talent at quarterback. Chip Kelly, great coach. I just don't know how their defense will be this year. Colorado might be my biggest story.
5-7 on
5-7.
You lost me here.
5-7.
Believe,
yeah, 5-7. I think you have a lot better year than
believe
people
in that
expected.
Louis luggage.
Dion, primetime, and the boys going to show up a little bit.
Who do they beat?
Let me get to it. They beat Arizona. They beat UCLA on the road.
What?
Yep, they beat UCLA on the road. That's probably the craziest one I have on there. Colorado State, Arizona State, Stanford, Arizona, and UCLA.
They are the biggest question mark. It's like, you don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather hit the gas pedal and scream America. I'm this type of guy.
I've got them beating Colorado State and Stanford.
Okay.
That's what I have.
And that's understandable. I mean, I can see that way more than my way, but I mean, I went out on a limb here. I think they're going to show up. I like their skill position. I think they're going to be okay up front. Obviously, don't have a lot of depth, but I think they're going to win a lot of close games. They gave me Arizona 5-7, 3-6 in conference. Cal 4-8, 2-7 in conference. Stanford 3-9, 1-8 in conference, and Arizona State 3-9.
You got Dilly and them going 0-9.
Arizona 0-9,
winning a conference game.
0-9.
You are outrageous.
Wow. So you got them losing. So that means you got Arizona State losing to Cal.
Yep.
You've got Arizona State losing to Colorado.
Keep it going.
You've got Arizona State losing to Wazoo at home.
Yes, sir.
You got Arizona State losing to Arizona at home.
Correct.
Wow, man, Dillingham. That wouldn't really endear him in the fan base. I will say this: I got Oregon beating USC in the conference championship game. Who do you got beating? You have what? Oh, sorry, you haven't.
No. I have USC beating Washington.
You have USC. My coach of the year, Dan Lanning. My player of the year, Caleb Williams.
Coach of the year, Lincoln Riley. Player of the year, Caleb Williams.
Love it. Bring mine up.
What you got?
David. 3 different predictions.
Oh, yeah,
3 different winners. I'm going Washington. Look, I'm hearing everything that you're saying about Utah, and I wanted to punch that button for the three-peat this year, but I don't know what to expect right now with the Cam Rising injury toward that ACL in the Rose Bowl. It sounds like he's not going to play against Florida. You know, if he doesn't play against Baylor, if you think you're going to go on the road in Waco and just win without either one of your first 2-string quarterbacks, that's going to be tough sledding. But I still believe in the Utah team, top to bottom, the salty defense. I think Cam Rising is going to come back and be effective. I just don't know when that is. And when you combine the fact that you said 3 of those road games, that's the thing to me. When you look at not only the non-conference, but Oregon State road, SC road, Washington road, you're going to drop something in there.
Oh, now, Utah may have the hardest away schedule.
Yeah, it's crazy, but I still believe in them to make the conference championship, but not to three-peat. I'm taking Washington this year.
Okay.
I'm taking Washington. Kalen DeBoer and the guys. Number 7 scoring offense in the country in 2022. Michael Penix Jr. comes back, threw for 4,600 yards last year, 31 touchdowns. They returned multiple starters on the offensive line and 2 top 10 receivers in the country. With Rome Odunze and Jalen McMillan both had 1,100 yards receiving last year. I think they could end up having the best offense in the country when all is said and done. So then we look at the defense. Are they going to be as bad as they were on defense last year? A lot of question marks. I did a deep dive on this yesterday. I think they're going to be a lot better up there. Braylon Trice is going to be a top 10 player in the country at edge. He's paired with another great edge rusher. I think the front 7 is going to be solid for
Secondary
Washington.
is a question, right?
The secondary is, but both safeties are going to be seniors. And then they have some depth behind them that are younger guys. Let's see if one of them can come in and really, make plays. But I like the seniors playing safety. And, the question for me on the defensive side is, will they have the depth to run week in and week out with some of these high-flying offenses? But I really like Washington. I think Kalen DeBoer has come in and done an awesome job.
Who do you have them losing to?
I have Washington losing to SC on the road.
Okay. So with this, I don't want you to. I know we're giving our college football playoff teams on Friday, but with this scenario, with Washington only losing at USC, beating Utah
in the
at Oregon State, at Michigan State, who I don't think is going to be very good, but that's not a bad win on the road, and then beating Oregon at home. I mean,
I'm punching my first ticket.
You're punching your ticket?
No way.
Getting on the Polar Bear Express?
Welcome to Cone's Polar Express.
Washington. And hey, wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah.
No, would not be, but I do, the same as Blaine, I have 4 10-win teams in the Pac-12 this year.
I feel like it's surprising.
I still love Oregon, 10-2. I love Southern Cal.
Utah can, if Cam doesn't play against Florida, all right?
I like you.
I don't believe in Grant Mertz, all right? I will never believe in that. You could put a stick figure out there and probably still win.
A few other things here when we talk about Southern Cal. Keep in mind, they did not get Oregon or Washington last season. You're going to get both those teams this year. And they play them back-to-back, and then they play Notre Dame and Utah back-to-back. So keep that in mind, Southern Cal fans, as we're moving
it's a battle of attrition.
Lincoln Riley is just a guy who just seems to be able to win 10 games no matter what. So I still have him 10-2.
Yeah.
A couple other things here on Arizona State. You guys were talking about their over/under win totals on the line is 4.5. They're the only team in the Pac-12 that's going to have 8 home games this season. In Kenny Dillingham's first year, they got a lot of transfers in. This is one of those ones. You had them 0-9 in the conference. I don't see that happening, but given the state of the program the last couple years, it is possible. Also, we could be looking at a team that goes bowling. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm hitting the over for Arizona State.
Okay.
I'm going 5-7, not quite going to a bowl game, but at least covering that 4.5. And then, I agree with you guys mostly on the other ones. Arizona 6-6.
Yep. Me and you have the exact same for Arizona.
Bowl game.
The exact same. Also, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We are 2,000 subs away on YouTube from hitting 100,000. We're 3 days away from college football. Let's make sure we rock and roll. If you're watching on Twitter, watching on X, make sure you're following Crain and Company, following our socials as well. And before we get to the Booster Club, remember, donations get read first. Let's get the chat hot. I feel like the chat's hot right now. What else is hot is your style. And it's time to take it to the next level.
Oh, God, pump it up.
Okay. Because dressing for success, you got to look good to play good, let's be honest. All right? It's 2023. You walking out the door, you're looking good, you're feeling fresh, you're ready to take on success, all right, and become successful. So whether you're attending an important meeting or a network event, you just want to impress your colleagues and friends, or maybe that one girl you've been trying to talk into going on a date. Our friends at Indochino have everything you need. Business casual, dress shirts, camp shirts, blazers, tailgate shirts, great time shirts, going out shirts, staying in shirts. Indochino offers a wide variety of options. It's basically Georgia Tech under Paul Johnson right now, back then, for every occasion. They have high-end suits at affordable prices. Now you can look great at every single event. David, you went the Indochino route. You loved it. Tell me about the ordering process. I heard it was unbelievably efficient, the blueprint, Nick Saban. It was.
I got a gray suit and just went on there, filled out exactly what I wanted, the number of buttons. They do the measuring on there on the app. So I got all my measurements, sent me my suit, and now I wear it to places and look good.
So add fresh layers to your fall style with Indochino. Go to Indochino.com. That's Indochino.com and use our code BOOSTER to get 10% off any purchase of $399 or more, which when you look at having to buy nice clothes, that's not even a drop in the bucket, and you get that great deal. That's Indochino.com, promo code BOOSTER, and If you're in the market for clothes, make sure you go to the Daily Wire, check out Crain & Company, go to Originals, buy a side of that merch. We're almost bought out. We got some new stuff we want to put in there for football season, including a great idea that I have that I'm super jacked and tan about. And, of course, we got to put a Flaming Dragon shirt or something in there, right?
I have to, 100%. What's your great idea?
I'm not saying it yet.
Nuh-uh.
Yep. They're working on the patent.
What is it?
My name's George.
Let's talk about it.
No, let's not.
People
Let's get to
know.
Booster Club. Let's talk about that.
All right, we'll talk about it later. Let's go to Dabo Sweeney.
He's in here?
$5 donation. What's up, Coach?
What's up, Coach?
Coach?
College football starting, and I'm more pumped than Wander Franco going down to the minors.
Oh, good. What a weird situation that is a wonder, but I am excited, all right, about college football. Y'all know us. And by the way, we are starting our Sunday recap show as well on Sunday mornings where we recap everything that's going on in the college football world, take your questions, and preview the NFL slate and give fantasy advice, and then talk about fantasy football too.
All right, let's go to Trent Kelly, $5 donation. Thank you, Trent.
T. Kells.
Morning, guys. Morning to you, sir. I watched Swamp Kings last night. It made me miss the glory days of the Gators. Have y'all seen it yet? And if so, thoughts?
Watching it tonight. Going to give a review on it. Look, I'm B deep in these predictions right now. Okay, like again, when you're having to do this, like literally, I don't know if we can zoom in on the camera. It's every game. Okay, it's every game result. This is my little black book. Okay, and it's not some weird island that everybody needs to be arrested who went there. All right, this is everything that's going on in the games, results, putting math and science together to find answers. I'm that deep in it. Like my dogs have been outside the whole time when I've been sitting down doing this. I even organized a study in my house, and I have a study with a globe and pencils and like leather and stuff like that. It's great. And bookshelves.
You're like Ron Burgundy over there.
Yeah, it's very true.
Let's go to Sam Johnson, $5 donation. Appreciate it, Sam.
What's up, Sam?
All right, Sam says, God, where'd you go, bud? Lazy analysis on CU and their fronts. Massive and athletic O-line coupled with extremely fast front seven on D. Shader alone is worth 4 wins.
Look, I know they got the Jackson State transfer in. They've Kent State. They got a couple guys that have come in. Here's the way I look at the roster up front. See, you think it's lazy because you only look at the surface level of it. Let me explain to you how it works. This is a battle of attrition. Okay, when you play a 12-game regular season schedule, let's go through it. At TCU, Nebraska at home, Colorado State, at Oregon, USC, at Arizona State, Stanford, at UCLA, Oregon State at home, Arizona, Washington State, at Utah. They have a decent starting 5. Now, Sean Lewis, the Kent State head coach that came over as the OC, they're going to go warp speed on offense. I like their skill position players. I don't think they're going to be horrible on offense. You say they're fast on D. You know what that means to me? They're small as hell. So this isn't – physics is physics. Okay, it's great to be fast, but they're not playing with 13 and they have no depth up front. You can ask Prime that. He's literally said it himself. So just because you use words like lazy, and you know it's all love, Sam, but this is a battle of depth. This isn't a service level. It's not your first 5 on the offensive line. And that kid from Jackson State, I've got to see it against legit guys on defense. Those 2 guys from Kent State, hey, that's a great story, but you're at Colorado now. You're not sneaking up on everybody. What happens when 2 of those guys go down? What happens when 2 of them have to miss a game and you're going on the road to play UCLA or you're going on the road to play Oregon? You're going to get your ass kicked because that's how this game works. It's nice to have all these skill players and all these nice parts, but the engine of the car is the depth up front on both sides of the ball. And when we're watching people line up and run it down their throat consistently, I don't want to hear lazy. I want to hear physics. That's just how the game's played.
And the non-conference doesn't help them, let's be honest. I mean, if they had UCLA's
at TCU,
or if they had Oregon State's non-conference, something like that where they could sweep that and then go beat Stanford, maybe mess around, beat Arizona State, now you're looking at 4 or 5 to me. You open on the road at TCU, who made the college football playoff last year, and then you're going to play Nebraska. Also, Matt Rule, first-year head coach, a lot to prove. You don't think they want to win that game?
And it doesn't help that the Pac-12 has been the best.
And that's the second point. The best they've been in a long time. You're going to play the reigning Heisman Trophy winner. You're going to play the leading, the yardage leader from last year, Michael Penix Jr. You're going to play Bo Nix, like all of these guys.
Sam, it's all up to you.
Appreciate the donation,
by the way,
Sammy.
thanks for the donation, my friend. We do have call-ins today. And again, listen, I'm not going to sit here and agree with people to agree with people. You watch this show because we're not afraid to have dissent and argue it out and debate it out without screaming at each other all the time like these other shows. We do have call-ins today.
Yes, sir.
All right. That's I'd start calling in here in probably about 15 minutes. It's 1-855-236-3228. Let's throw that number in the chat, too, as well with the link with the merch. 1-855 236-3228. That is burned in my mind. What else we got?
All right, let's go to Ross Clifton. Ooh, $5 donation.
Rossi, what's up?
I'll be at East Lake for Championship Sunday.
Oh, God.
Sounds fire.
Wow.
Hoping Scotty Chef can pull it off. Any prediction? Also, go Braves
Yes.
and go Dogs.
Yes.
Man, I almost hit a hole-in-one at East Lake. Almost don't count.
Nuh-uh.
Really?
To
I've never
within-
heard this.
You've
story.
never told me
to within
that.
2 feet on the hole that Bobby Jones hit his first hole-in-one at East Lake. It was the only time I've ever played that course.
No, wait, what club was it?
7-iron.
Oh, a buttery 7, huh?
Sauced it.
I'm telling you,
7-iron.
There's nothing like hitting. Listen, I love getting on the tee and destroying one, just pulverizing one, just
Yeah.
staring it in the eyes and smashing it. That came out wrong.
yeah,
But, yeah.
out of context.
Yeah, no. That it's talking about golf. But there's nothing better than, especially if you're swinging some blades, which I'm not good enough, even though I do got a new bag from Callaway. Shout out Callaway.
Oh, it's nice.
Need to be a sponsor of the show. But saucing an iron, there's just something like the perfect divot.
Dude.
Watching that ball, just.
I would say
flying
that, like, I love cleaning an iron, but there's nothing like hitting a smooth hybrid, like a 3-wood,
Hybrid.
like a hybrid, a 3-wood, a 5-wood cleaning one. You
Yeah,
know
no,
what
I
I'm
like
saying?
hitting it clean, but I like just absolutely striping an iron. Just like, it's like in baseball when you, like the furthest balls you hit, you don't feel come off the bat. Or even in football, some of the hardest hits, you don't feel them because
We
they're
need
so
to go
clean.
back and play Paynes Valley.
Dude.
Yeah, I'm on the IR for a little bit, dog.
Yeah,
Huh?
Blaine's,
I gotta get surgery.
Blaine's moving around into
Let's go.
That's your Achilles. That doesn't matter in golf.
You're right. You're right. I was one-handed.
Yeah.
Huh? Probably play better. Mr. Rojomo, $5 donation. Appreciate it,
Rojomo.
brother.
I like that.
Since college football is the best and 12-team playoff is coming,
Yep.
will it be surpass March Madness for best sports playoff?
Okay, this is a great, I can have this conversation.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's what I love about college basketball and March Madness, why I think it's the best postseason tournament, is the parity. I think is obviously, especially
True,
lately, it's been
true.
absolutely nuts. But the amount of games that come on that matter, like
Yes.
at once, back to back to back.
Yes.
Now, football and basketball are totally different sports. I want the 8-team playoff. Me and Greg Sankey agree on that. I don't want the 12-team playoff. I feel like the more you add in football, the more that's going to water down the regular season. Since basketball, not saying it's not a physical sport, not saying you got to be in great shape to play basketball, you can get away with playing that amount of games during the regular season and then playing that amount of games in the postseason. Nobody's crying about the amount of games that basketball players play, right? Football is such a violent and physical sport. There is a lot of merit to limiting the amount of games, and I think the anticipation of there not being as many games in college football is another thing that makes it great. So the 12-team playoff, it's going to be fantastic. It's football. It's postseason football. As somebody who doesn't have to put the pads on anymore, as somebody who doesn't have to go through those practices, I'll love sitting down and watching as many games as possible. But I do think there is some merit as well to the anticipation of there not being that many postseason games, right, in football. So I think there's a balance there. I think comparing them is kind of tough because the sports are so different. So I'm going to put them in different shelves, right? But I can understand that argument. I don't think you're crazy saying that.
I think Tim Brando's onto something too when he says we're not even going to be at 12 teams long. It's going to go to 6.
No, I agree
Because
with
why have teams sit out on the buys when that's an opportunity to play extra games and create more revenue? So it'll probably be 16, but it doesn't matter if you make it 32 or whatever. You still need a week in between games. In basketball, that not only how many games are on at one day, but also the frequency that you can play in that week. Those first 2 rounds happen back-to-back days, and it's just basketball all day.
That's exactly right.
Quick update: Washington lost their
I said
running,
that.
okay.
The Davis kid.
Yeah, lost their running back they're a really good running back for the season.
Yeah, they've got a nice stable, but he was the one he had a really big.
He's
I
a
think he had
feature
13
cat.
touchdowns last
Yeah,
year.
he was the
Going to be their guy. It's just tough. You hate it for him.
Let's go to Riot Highs, $5 donation. Appreciate it, Riot. Duke's winning the last year of the Pac-12 is like dead people voting for Biden. Ducks, excuse me. It's like dead people voting for Biden. It's going to happen. Go Ducks. Hashtag Bo knows. Hashtag Dyer was down. No, he wasn't.
First off, Michael Dyer was not
was
down.
not down.
I'm very sorry to tell you, but Michael Dyer was not down. But if you're feeling down because you got dark spots all over your face, like to the point where you're worried that Cruella DeVille's going to come kidnap you because you're a Dalmatian now, guess what? They're not going away on their own. All right? It's okay to ask for help. And you need help from Genucel's Dark Spot Corrector here just in time for the summer. I think we could fix sunspots if we just shot Genucel into space, Elon, but that's a story for another day. The dark spot corrector has not one, but 3 cutting-edge ingredients, David. All right, and it goes to work fast on sunspots, dark spots, liver spots, and even old discoloration, both on your face and hands. Your hands looking a little discolored?
Not
you guys are
anymore.
getting a little dysfunctional? You're going to have better hands than Jerry Rice at the end of the day. You use Genucel, and you'll be amazed at how quickly you see results. Just ask Blaine.
I mean, look at me. I used it, and I was balling like Jerry Rice yesterday just because of Genucel. But still,
Wait,
got no
if you want to
sleep.
say that, then you blow your Achilles out. I don't know if
Well, I
that's
went
great.
from Jerry Rice to Kobe Bryant. You know, that's what it was. So Kobe, I feel you.
I feel like you just drug this ad read down into a totally dark place.
How's that dark?
But maybe that should be dark.
Mamba
'cause there's a
mentality.
dark spot corrector.
You put Genucel on
Dark spot corrector, I get it.
Pick up the bread.
And with Genucel, that's my fault. Follow the bouncing balls. With Genucel, you'll see the results or your money back, no questions asked. So go to Genucel.com. That's GENUCEL.com/booster right now. Show Blaine, show him the slash again. All right, to get your dark spot corrector with the new Genucel most popular package and say goodbye to those pesky spots tomorrow. They're offering free shipping, free returns, and the best luxury skincare you've ever used, all at 70% off. You can't get anything for 70% off nowadays. All right, and orders will also include a mystery luxury gift. There's just luxuries all a part of this.
What's in the
While
box?
supplies last. It's something great. That's Genucel.com/booster. Let's go to NFL Quick Hitch, and I want to get back to the Booster Club.
Let's do
Because
it.
it's hot.
Tampa Bay Bucs head coach Todd Bowles names Baker Mayfield the starting quarterback. Your boy.
Let's go, Baker. Come on, baby. Big year for the kid. Big year for the kid. We're
what kind
slinging
of
the
year?
pill a little bit. We're feeling great up front. Not good. Not a great situation. But we're going to overcome adversity on this year. All right? The only guy to ever win a playoff game basically for the Browns in the last 3,000 years. I mean, Baker. Have a good year, kid. Who's their backup? Is this
Kyle Trask.
Kyle Trask.
Kyle Trask, man. Put some respect on
I want
his
to see
name.
Kyle Trask do some work.
Well, you know,
Listen,
you got to win the job, David.
Look,
no.
I like old school Baker. That's what I like. I like chip on the shoulder Baker. I don't like commercial Baker, corporate Baker. That's what we've got. And that's the worst.
Hulu has live TV.
You know,
Baker.
like to me.
You turning down that money?
Yeah, I'm not saying to turn down the money. I think it's the mindset. Like he used to be plant the flag Baker in the middle of the field, right? Chip on the shoulder, walk on, you know, from being a walk on to getting that walk on, getting that talk on. I liked Baker Mayfield, kind of a little Stetson Bennett-ish a little bit, right? Got a little bit of that in him. Ever since he became high draft pick, you know, winning the awards he's won. I don't know. He's become a different guy. Go back to old school Baker. I think this is good for him. I'm not huge on the Bucs roster. You're in a division that's not very good, but you start at Minnesota, you get the Bears at home, then you play the Eagles, then you're at the Saints, then you play the Lions. That's a tough stretch out of the gate, bud.
Ugly early.
Yeah, that's a tough
That way to
stretch
win
out
the
of
job,
gate.
though, kid. Step one of the process. is
Yeah,
check
give
it
me
off.
old Baker.
Dot your I's and cross your T's, baby.
I want old Baker.
Where'd he plant the flag again?
That was it? It wasn't Ohio State.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
you
it
hate
was.
to see it.
Oh, yeah. Where was it, David?
Bills wide receiver Stephon Diggs. He's saying he loves it in Buffalo, wants to retire there, wants to be
So he wants to
the
leave.
rest of his life. But then there's also 3 teams reportedly that he would be willing to be traded to. That's the Cowboys, the Bears, and the 49ers. What do you guys think about the Stephon Diggs drama?
I feel like when she tells you that there's nobody else, that's when you need to start worrying that there's somebody else.
Okay.
That's what I think. This whole Stephon Diggs situation, and I go back and I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but I feel like there's an off the field, something happened. Okay, this feels like maybe somebody was hanging out with somebody they shouldn't have been hanging out with. Somebody found out. And I always go back, there's this old video, they walk around the locker room asking, if there's one guy you don't want your sister to date, who is it? It's the answer Stephon Diggs by about 80% of the people. Now, again, I'm not accusing, I could be totally wrong. Player. All right, I could be totally wrong. But this just smells like, you know, somebody stepped out of bounds, and let's say it wasn't during the game.
Stephon's not going anywhere. He's going to be with the Bills. At least this year. I mean, I don't know about next year, but he's not going anywhere. Look. He's got some drama about him. You see it on the sidelines. You see it in the locker room. I mean, he's a receiver. We're divas at heart. We want the ball every play.
I don't think this is about him not getting the ball, though.
Well, that's what he's cried about on the field. on the sideline.
They all cry about that.
Okay.
They're always.
Okay, so I don't know about the dating life that's going on in the Bills locker room, but I do know that he's the only thing I've seen him get upset about is not getting the ball in crucial moments. But Josh Allen's only said good things. Stefan's come out and say this. I don't think he's going anywhere. And why the hell would you want to go play for the Bears? What are you thinking, dog? Take them off the list.
What kind of? Let's say he stays with the Bills. What kind of fantasy value are you placing on?
High. I mean,
How high?
First round.
You taking him in the first round?
Stephon Diggs? Yeah, Stephon Diggs is a first-round player. 100%.
All these problems?
Huh?
Little trouble in paradise?
I don't know. We'll see. I don't think so. I think maybe they'll use this. Just like, Jim Harbaugh gets suspended. They're going to turn it around for a positive.
By the way, that burger was so good.
That burger was phenomenal.
Was it?
You start bringing in burgers.
Yeah.
Good. Glad you enjoyed it. All right. Saints tight end Jimmy Graham was taken into custody in Newport Beach last Friday night on suspicion of being under the influence of narcotics and obstructing a police officer. He is expected to return to practice this week. How much value do you think Jimmy Graham's going to add to the Saints now that he's back in the
I thought he just went there to retire. Like, I don't know how much of a value add he's really going to be. This is, and I'm going to let this play out. I heard everything from he had a seizure to now he's under the influence of some, narcotic, like you just mentioned. I'm going to let this play out, but I always worry about the CTE angle of this stuff with these older guys. I'm not saying that this is that, but I'm worried for Jimmy. Either way, if you had a seizure or you're on narcotics, I'm worried for you either way. Mm-hmm. But I feel like he just went back to New Orleans to retire. I mean, I
thought so too. He's not going to bring a lot of value for the Saints just because of his age. First of all, if you're a cop, how terrifying is to see Jimmy Graham walking around the streets?
It's like Xerxes just showing up.
Yeah, it's like arresting a T-Rex. It's not a great situation. Well, Jimmy, one, I hope you're okay, like mental health-wise. I hope it's not CTE related. But, it's one of those things I got to find out more before I can really put my opinion on it.
Washington Commanders wide receiver Terry McLaurin's MRI revealed no major damage to his toe after that injury. Could still make the opener. What kind of value are you guys putting on him for fantasy football and for the season?
Considering in one of the leagues I'm in, we already drafted and I took Terry McLaurin. Thank God!
Why y'all draft him before the preseason's over?
Look, it's a friendly.
Oh, it's a friendly.
It's a friendly.
I got it.
It's a friendly. Then I'm gonna win.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad Terry's all right. Big part of what the Commanders are trying to do. Look, could they be a little sneaky?
I'm telling you, Sam looked nice, man. Yeah, y'all remember Sam in North Carolina was actually slinging the pill.
If he took that step, they've got some pieces around him. I like what they have in the backfield. Going to be interesting up front. If anybody can be a little bit sneaky, look, Washington's always sneaky, but if anybody can be sneaky in the NFL this year, I think it's the Commanders.
You worry about Washington up front on offense.
Yep.
On the offensive line. Their defense is solid. But, you go through their starters. You got Sam Howell at quarterback, Brian Robinson, who literally got shot 6 times and walked out to Many Men by 50 Cent the next week, which is, I still watch to this day to sometimes pump me up in the morning. Terry McLaurin coming back.
Did you walk out to Many Men this morning with the torn Achilles?
I did. That and vice versa. You got Jahan Dotson from Penn State, who's going to be elite. And you have Curtis Samuel, who's a great piece, and Logan Thomas at the tight end. I mean, and the good thing about it, you have a veteran in Jacoby Brissett as the backup quarterback for the Guardians. That is huge for Sam Howell. Maybe 500? Maybe a couple games above 500. I can see that from them this year.
So, well, with all the stuff that's gone on off the field for that organization, just please get the season here at some point.
Yep. There you go, boys.
I love it.
Stuff.
All right, let's go to the Booster Club. Charles Dossett, $10 donation.
See Dizzle.
What's up, Charles? This ought to be interesting. Good morning from Vegas. Ooh.
Oh,
yeah.
Blaine is mid. Thanks,
yes.
bud. David, you're the GOAT. Bah-ha-ha. All right, Jake's still a traitor. You are. We know.
Charles, I gave you a great motivational
Who is this, Charles?
Charles. Had to wake up to listen to your Pac-12 predictions. USC is going to the playoffs. How are you going to call me mid when we both agree on USC going to the playoffs, Charles?
Charles, what I'm saying is, like, you asked a traitor for a motivational speech, so what does that make you? I'm doing the math. But
I think you're doing a great job, Charles. Put 100 on Black.
We know. Yeah, Charles knows we love him.
All right, let's go to Ethan Andrew, $5 donation. Ethan.
About your
Namaste. Can we talk about the absolute heater my Mariners are on? 16-4 this month. Swept the Astros, Rangers stalling, and J-Rod 17 hits in a 4-game stretch.
I wonder who said watch out for the Rangers at the All-Star break and also the Brew Crew. I wonder who said that. It's me. Listen, I love the Mariners roster. They're young, not only at the dish, but on the mound. Logan Gilbert, catfish face. I mean, come on, pulled him out of, like, sticking your arm in a hole in the
Fastball,
mud, pulling out
fastball.
Logan
Dang
Gilbert.
is a
Listen
sinker.
to this in the AL West. Rangers 72-54.
Yup.
Astros 72-55. Mariners 71-55.
It's a good situation, but you know what's even better than that? You know what's even better than that?
You're going to bring up the Braves.
Nothing.
Man, the Braves are 81-44. 81-44? That's like me on the show.
Well, I'm just talking about how close the division is.
No, I know how close
Yeah,
the division
dude.
is, but I'm just going to use
It's not all about the Braves.
I'm going to use every. Oh, man, the Dodgers are only at 76 wins. Man, Matt Olson hit a lot of home runs. Alex Anthopoulos, we're not worthy. We're not worth the architect. Keanu Reeves just opened the door and walks in, sees Alex Anthopoulos in front of all these TVs.
Yeah. Encouragement.
Encouragement. Then do it.
Boom.
Boom.
Boom. Troy Jacobs, $5 donation.
He
Troy,
got
what's
this.
up, bud?
You're going down, Troy.
Troy, I'm telling you, you're about to walk into the arena.
Yeah, get like Gilbert Arenas.
Yeah, I have a feeling OSU and WSU are going to shock some teams because they're pissed about being left behind holding the pack.
I think Oregon State's got the ability to. I think Washington State offensively is going to be nice. They just don't have the cats on defense.
And Washington State plays Wisconsin week 2.
Talk about sneaky. I can't
get
wait
them
for
at
Big
home,
Ten predictions tomorrow. I was so excited. You want to know how excited I was about doing Big Ten predictions tomorrow? I've already got all the schedules written down in my book of truth, justice, and friendship.
Wow.
So TJF, huh?
Yep.
Let's go to MJ Breyer. What's up, man? $10 donation. Love y'all. Love you.
Love you.
Never get a chance to be live because of work. I blame your boss. I'm in a 12-team PPR keeper league. God, I hate keeper leagues. I can only have 2. Cup, 3rd round. Pollard, 6th round. Amon-Ra, 13th round. Which 2 do I keep? Buddy. You keep Cooper Kupp and you keep Tony Pollard.
See,
got to.
here's, well, I mean, I'm on the
already got
13th. In the 13th? Like, here's my thing. Like, Pollard and Amon-Ra, who, by the way, I saw Brissett and Amon-Ra both on Family Feud the other night. Shout out my guy, Steve Harvey. They both are somewhat injury prone. Like, Pollard.
Well, so is Cooper.
I know that, but Cooper, you got to keep Cooper.
You
Kupp.
gotta keep
like
Cooper
that's
Kupp,
a.
son.
I mean, again, that's a risk. You
Tony
gotta
Pollard's
take.
the guy.
Yeah, well, he's the guy now. He's going to get the load now, and as a guy who's been beat up, I mean,
Okay, so
I know you got Deuce. I know the Deuce
Are you
is
keeping
loose.
Tony Pollard or Amon-Ra? Because I'm going to sit here and wait for you to say Tony Pollard.
Yeah, Tony Pollard.
Yeah, you're keeping Tony Pollard.
I keep Tony Pollard, but I like Amon-Ra St. Brown, man.
He's great. No, he's
I
great.
don't play keeper leagues.
I'm just not a huge
You don't
fan
play
of
for
keeper
keeps?
leagues.
I play for keeps, not keeper leagues.
Yeah, I feel like you're playing
Listen
for
to
more
my
keeps
words.
by
Makes a
not
lot
playing
of
a keeper
sense.
live. Let's go to Mark Pick, $5 donation. Appreciate it, man. Hard to catch y'all live from Alaska.
Let's go.
Too dang early, but shout out to the prognostication Mariners. 1 game out of an AL West lead. A lot of Mariners
Fans over in Alaska. First off, thanks for getting up, brother. Hope it's.
Dude, how cold is it there right now?
Ooh, let's look that up.
I've never
Look
been.
that up. How cold is it in Alaska? Let's just
David,
look at
can you look that up?
Anchorage.
Uh,
Like what time? I mean,
I
we're
bet it's
sitting
so
here
pretty
in
out
August.
there until like there's a.
Well, you know, like half the year it's
52
light.
degrees
and
right
then
52, beautiful.
half the year it's light, half the year it's dark. I'm just afraid of what's running around out there.
50, I love it. Let's go to 2R3, not good as 1. All right, $5 donation. Cheesecake Factory, Baker Mayfield. That's the Baker that needs to come back.
Yes.
What is,
God,
what is
dude,
Cheesecake?
you want to talk about versatility? Cheesecake Factory, it has like everything on the menu.
I love cheesecake.
What a great business model.
Also, talking about quarterbacks and commercials, Aaron Rodgers, State Farm, done. No more discount double check.
Good.
I don't think the owl missed.
I don't know why I like that, but I do like it.
I don't think I'll
I
miss.
feel like Aaron Rodgers needs to be in like
Is Aaron growing?
some one of those commercials. Like what's that?
Like Matthew
Balance of
McConaughey in
nature
the Lincoln ads.
or
when he's
whatever.
just
Yes,
saying
that's
things.
exactly what. That make no sense.
Yeah, have you ever seen the Matthew McConaughey whiskey ad? No sense.
No, it's well, see, that's what I'm
He's
saying.
just sitting in a chair.
I think
in
they
the field,
write
he's
it
like,
to not make sense.
And he was
Oh,
cool,
sell the hell out of the
and
whiskey.
he was cool, and they made a lot of money.
Yeah.
Well, it's
sell
like
the hell
this.
out.
It's like that comedian said. It's like, do they all sit around a room and they're like, man, I think we can go dumber. Like, I think we can make it dumber.
You mama make me happy. Let's go to John Brashears. Let's go to John Brashears. $2 donation. Appreciate it, John. Oregon State, 15-0.
Okay.
They find a new home after a natty.
Wow.
That would be
The whole strategy caught. Let's see if
that,
it pays
and then you
off.
put down the NCAA 14 controller and you get up and go to work. No, I would not be upset about that. I love Jonathan Smith. I think he's one of the most underrated coaches out there. Liked him as a quarterback too. guy that played there, I believe, at Oregon State. This is alma mater. I just like him. I think if anybody can fix DJ Uiagalelei, let's not act like DJ U's some broken down station wagon that, has to turn into a transformer. He's not that bad. He just has to keep it a little more wet, Blaine.
You gotta keep fit.
Yeah.
Come on,
mechanically fitter. Like, I'm not waiting for him to jump up and turn into Bumblebee.
It says head coach. You got little lightning bolts on your suit. How do you have the
just says coach.
I'm the head.
We pay by the letter.
I'm the head coach.
All right, one more.
Justin Decker said, Blaine, this injury is the first sign you're getting old. Just wait till 30. Justin, thank you. I know.
Yeah.
I think my intramural days are over.
Yeah, Blaine retired yesterday in the car when he was making like Native American chants.
How did it sound again?
This is like, I'm driving in the car and I'm like, hey, are you all right? And all of a sudden I hear, he's like, it
hurt.
And then he's like, the best part of friendship is being friends. Yeah, like just weird.
I was seeing Delta.
Blaine's like, if I pass out, I'm okay. I was like, all right, dude, you didn't get, this isn't Gettysburg. Like, you didn't get shot with.
It was Gettysburg in my Achilles.
From point blank range. Had to go get your phone from a guy in a bucket hat.
I love it. That's fantastic.
All right, one more.
Let's go to Mr. E-Man. To answer the question about who will win the Pac-12 is that no one wins the Pac-12, which is why they're moving to either the Big 10 or the Big 12.
Someone's got to win it, right?
That's that MIT logic.
Yeah.
I think, is this more of a cannibalism thing, though? Because that's what I was talking about.
No.
I don't. If they're
the Dahmer situation.
Look, if you got, it could be. Oh my God, what's in that apartment?
Yeah.
It's the Pac-12.
What smells so funny?
Yeah. Why is Oregon's leg in the freezer?
Why is there a finger in the toaster?
All right.
Oh my God. I will say this: 10-2, I don't think gets you in the playoff. I'll just hint at that. Like I said, I already got Texas in mind. You've got Washington there. I don't think 10-2 gets you in there. But you know what gets you in the playoff? Making sure you have propane to be able to go out and grill. 100%. What's more embarrassing? All right, than going outside, getting ready to grill with your boys. Hey, we're over. Football season's back, and you got no propane. All right, because we know there's nothing like grilling burgers, steaks, all that stuff when you're watching your favorite team with the boys. That's where our friends at Cinch come in clutch. Cinch is a propane grill tank home delivery service. Yeah, you heard that right. They're bringing the gas, literally. They deliver propane tanks right to your door on your schedule, and it doesn't require any long-term commitment or subscription. Plus, delivery is completely contactless. You don't have to wait around at home, and you can track the order on the Cinch app anywhere. Perfect summer night wouldn't be complete without Cinch. Perfect tailgate would not be complete without Cinch. So go to cinch.com, that's CYNCH.com, or download the Cinch app. Use promo code BOOSTER, that's BOOSTER, to get your first tank exchange for just $10. CYNCH.com, promo code BOOSTER. It's a limited time offer, and you must live within a Cinch service area to redeem it. So if you don't, it's probably time to move. All right, we got call-ins. 1-855-236-3228. Go ahead and punch that number. Let's go ahead quickly, David, though. Let's get to 5 humongously big questions.
Let's do it. Georgia Tech names Haynes King their starting quarterback. You're big on
You're a big Haynes guy, bud.
Big on Haynes.
Maybe in underwear.
Did you go change your ACC predictions now to make?
No, I'm going to keep it. Georgia Tech 3-5 in the conference. Look, I think it was between him and the Pyron kid, I believe, unless I'm just absolutely losing my mind. I really hope it works out for Haynes King. I really hope it does. He's tough. He's coach's kid. Didn't work out at A&M. I still don't know how Jimbo looked at him throw the ball and say, hey, I want this guy over Max Johnson. Unless he has totally revolutionized the way he is throwing the ball, I don't believe Georgia Tech's going to do anything of significance. Still, though, I believe in Brent Key and what he's doing over there. 5-7 overall record, my prediction, 3-5 in the ACC. I'm going to stick with it, and I hope it does work out with Haynes. All joking aside, he does it the right way. He's been battling through injuries. I mean, the kid, we always say when you're describing your quarterback, the first thing I don't want to say is that he's tough, because the first thing I want to say is, man, he throws it good.
Yeah. All right, next one up here. Reggie Bush is filing a defamation lawsuit against the NCAA.
Burn him down!
The lawsuit is based on the NCAA maliciously attacking his character through a completely false and highly offensive statement that was widely reported in the media and substantially and irreparably damaged his reputation. That's according to his lawyer. I guess this statement was, although college athletes can now receive benefits from their name, image, and likeness through activities like endorsements and appearances, NCAA rules still do not permit pay-for-play type arrangements. They kind of do with collectives and such. But yeah, it goes on and on here. But my question...
Now do Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, my question is, is this a good move for Reggie Bush? And is he ever going to get his Heisman Trophy back?
Give the man his Heisman back.
Like,
dude.
how is this a thing anymore? Can y'all just look? Play the music. Play the music, Justine. Play it. Somebody back there, play the music. Okay, NCAA, listen up. I know we've been beefing, okay? I mean, it's good ranchers, grade A beef right now.
No beef in the home.
Reggie Bush was one of the most dynamic players that we've ever seen in college football. Yeah, did he get paid to play? They all were, for like a long time. Going all the way back to Bear Bryant. You know that, I know that, and you know that I know that you know that. So give the man his Heisman back. Sometimes we gotta admit, look, enough times passed, we made a mistake. Yeah, did you hang out with that waiter on that cruise that I didn't know about? Kind of. Am I still pissed about it? A little bit, but I can admit when I'm wrong too. So NCAA, grow up. You guys are dissolving, like literally, like it's like a wipe away on a PowerPoint.
Patch.
Yeah, it's a Listerine patch situation. Give the man, it's Reggie Bush. Go watch a Wendy's commercial and cut out all the beef. Good God.
So the Heisman Trophy Trust has long maintained that because Bush's 2005 season was vacated by the NCAA, he was not eligible to win. However, if the NCAA were to officially restore his records, it is expected that Bush's trophy would be returned. What do they mean by not eligible to win? Like, he already did it.
Yeah.
He played in
won
the
it.
game.
Yeah.
Like just because the NCAA retroactively does something.
There's there's
Heisman
like
Trust,
a
give it
stain on
back.
college football that Reggie Bush doesn't have.
It's a joke for real.
Everybody who's not in the
BS
NCAA
aside.
counts Reggie Bush as a Heisman.
Yeah.
Everybody does.
And
Next
Reggie's
one
a
up.
good guy. I mean, come on. OJ, did they take OJ's Heisman? Does OJ still have his Heisman?
No, he doesn't still have it because he had to sell.
Well,
it
guess
for
what?
The civil suit.
Well, did he make that decision on his own, or did they say, hey, you're not a Heisman winner anymore?
The Heisman Trust didn't do that.
The Heisman Trust didn't do that. So OJ, let's come on now. He did it.
Look, if the glove don't fit, you must have quit. Right? That's
Yeah.
what I was told.
I mean, what would an 8-foot Wookiee be doing on playing it indoor?
That's
You know what I'm saying?
don't make sense.
Make no
Chewbacca defense.
sense. I'll tell you what else doesn't make any sense. New York Yankees, 9 straight losses, longest streak since 1982. Something's got to give, right?
I wonder what it is.
Are some heads going to roll or not?
I
know
wonder
what? If they're smart-
what it is.
If they're
Josh.
smart, they'd get rid of Brian Cashman and not Aaron Boone. I really believe that.
Okay, so when a team's not doing well, what would make a head coach get fired in baseball?
Well, the reason I say that is because I think Aaron Boone can coach. I don't think the Yankees have made the proper moves at the proper times over time with Brian Cashman. Brian Cashman's been screwing up a lot longer than Aaron Boone has. There's some times
true.
where a GM can, you make a couple mistakes, we get it, whatever. Sometimes a head coach just can't coach, or a manager, however you want to phrase it. I think Aaron Boone can manage, man. I think you can win with Aaron Boone. I just think Brian Cashman, it's run its course.
Well, regardless, this team's disgusting. They're terrible to watch play baseball.
I
They're
just hate
basically,
it.
give me the banana twerking slugs. I'd rather watch those
The
kids
Savannah Bananas?
than watch the Yankees
The
go out there
Savannah twerking
with a $3
slugs, I like
billion payroll and look like a bunch of little league. I would have taken Japan's 12-year-old team yesterday than over the Yankees the way they've been playing. I can't even watch them. It's disgusting. You want it to turn around? There's a simple thing you have to do.
We said this like every show. He's like,
The simple thing you have to. You want to start winning?
Aaron Boone. He's trying to help you guys.
Apologize. Look, you can just a little tweet. Tag me. Apologize. Next thing you know, 5-game win streak.
You should write a book called The Curse of the Flaming Dragon.
You should. I'd read it.
I'd
read
already on page 47.
Wow,
I'd read the back flap anyway.
I love that.
LeBron. He's LeBron it.
Yeah. All right. The NBA, speaking about LeBron, the NBA is fining James Harden 100 G's for calling Daryl Morey a liar. So 100K fine. How's this going to play out here? Is James
who
Harden going to play
knows?
for the Sixers next season?
I'm
There's
so
no way.
sick of the NBA.
It's your boy.
Now, look,
Your
I
boy
mean,
James.
again, you could call who you want a liar. We know you're going to be sticking around. I mean, the NBA is just the worst.
Wamberg French fries with James Harden. Always is.
100,000.
That ain't nothing to him, Dave. 100 G's. You know how much that man has got paid?
Spend that in the strip club.
Yeah.
But
Spend it
still.
to get in.
Yeah.
No, I don't see him with the
VIP.
Sixers next year. He needs to get him out. He's a poison. He's a cancer. He's always been. He's always been.
All right, last one. John Rahm made a statement this week, said gambling distractions happen every round in golf, and they're becoming more and more frequent. with people talking where the golfers can hear them. Is golf a little different than football? Do you consider golf and tennis different where it should be, when the proximity is that close to the athlete, that the statements that are being made about gambling and wagering should be punished harsher?
I mean, there is obviously different rules in the way that golf is handled, the way that it's spectated. If I'm going to sit here and respect the unwritten rules of baseball, I'm going to sit here and respect kind of the unwritten rules of golf. There's a reason it's called a golf clap. I don't think you should be around there talking. But I just hate when I hear millionaires cry. I just hate it. Just something that's like screeching on a chalkboard to me. I want to know what they're saying. Are they like, it's like when you
someone was screaming at Max Homa's backswing the other day.
If you're screaming in somebody's backswing, I would get pissed at you if I was playing.
He was screaming, pull it, when he was putting.
And I think John Rahm's example was something like when he's about to hit a ball, someone saying, I bet you $10 he hits this in the water, or stuff like that. Or I have
I feel like
I thought
I
it was like
$100 on
gambling, stuff like the Max Homa situation. That guy had him, I think, like getting a certain number on the hole, and he's literally having a 4-footer in his backstream. He screams, pull it.
Mm-hmm.
Did he pull it?
No, he cashed it. He's cashed it right down the middle. It's a gentleman's game. There's a time and place for everything. Shut up.
Yeah, I
Shut
don't
up or
agree
get
with yelling
thrown
at
out.
people. I don't care what you're yelling. I don't care if
you're not coming back.
Yeah, I don't care if you're yelling, Max Homa, make this putt. I love you. It's me, Tony. You remember from high school?
And he doesn't.
And he doesn't. Like, I just don't think you should be screaming anything.
Yeah.
Shut up.
That's all I got, boy.
All right.
Let's get to calls. We ready to get to calls?
You want calls?
Yeah.
Donos.
Let me check.
Yeah, let's go donos real quick.
Donos, yeah.
All right, give me Troy Jacobs, $5 donation. What's up, Troy? Waiting to trash talk till I see the team I draft. Till then, good luck, gentlemen. You'll need it.
We'll find
Troy,
out.
I mean, don't be coming at the champ, dog. That's one thing.
Mess around, you find out.
Anybody but the champ. 2R3, not good as one.
Yep.
$2 donation, appreciate it. You didn't get the Cheesecake Factory Baker comment.
I did get the cheesecake.
I didn't get it. What does that even mean?
I didn't get it either.
What does that even mean? Did he do a cheesecake commercial?
No, I think he's talking about the versatility.
Oh.
Like,
I don't think so.
Well, that's what I was talking about with cheesecake.
Tell me what it means. Let's go to Old War Skull 88, $10 donation. Appreciate it, brother. I've said it before. I'll say it again. USC will continue to lose to teams from states that eat meat and know what gender they are. Tired of it. Our values versus their values. Hashtag overrated.
How about just tackle somebody on defense? Like, that's my biggest problem with USC. That's why I sit here and say all the time, I don't think Lincoln Riley's going to win a national championship. This is a Lincoln Riley problem. I've watched USC have defenses that will knock your skull through.
I played against one of them.
Yeah, Ray Maluga and Brian Cushing. I'm Frosty Rucker, guys that are coming downhill.
Taylor Mays.
Yeah, just, hey, guess what? Surprise, you're Mr. Potato Head. They're picking your body parts up off the field. I think it's a Lincoln Riley problem, man. I really do. We talk about Stark. Oh, and look, Lincoln's won a lot of games. He's a witch when it comes to offenses. But you got to be balanced as a team. I mean, even when Oklahoma had their shot, speaking of Baker Mayfield, I mean, Georgia hung, 60 on them? Like, at some point, you got to stop somebody in a big game, man. You can't average giving up 52 points a game in the playoff.
True.
All right, let's get to calls.
Caleb in Colorado. Caleb, you're on the line. What's going on?
What's up, man?
Hello, gentlemen. Can you hear me?
Yes.
bud.
Caleb, what's up, man?
Good morning, you gentlemen. I just want to say that you have done something that I didn't think would be possible. I care about college football again now.
Oh,
yes.
We did it.
Yes.
Man.
See, like, that to me is like, I'm not smart enough to be a doctor.
You're not.
And like, I see these videos of when like deaf people hear for the first time.
Oh.
That's like the equivalent to me.
See, that's like military.
Right? That's like, I'm never going to be able to stick something in somebody's ear and be like, hey, guess what? This is me. It's talking. And they're like, they're crying. It's emotional. It's great. That you just, I don't take this wrong with Caleb. You're my deaf person that can now hear.
Wow, that's weird. But also, Caleb, who's your team?
Well, I'm from Colorado Springs, so it's got to be the Air Force Academy.
There you go.
I love it.
Baby.
Hey,
Let's
so,
go.
full disclosure, Caleb, dated a girl from Colorado Springs.
You did.
She went to Air Academy. I've been out there multiple times. I almost made it up to Pikes Peak, and I did get air poisoning.
Campus is
altitude
really nice.
poisoning. Oh, dude, it's ridiculous.
Like, what is it? Like, you can only, like, the young kids can only walk on, like, a certain side of the campus.
Dude, it's immaculate.
it's
If you've
great.
never been to a service academy, I've been to the Air Force Academy. I've been to the Naval Academy. I want to go see West Point. It is just absolutely immaculate. But Caleb, man, we're Air Force, a little sneaky this year too.
Yeah, I also have the getting sick on Pikes Peak in common with you.
Yes.
So
oh man.
So what I have here is a little trivia challenge for you.
Let's do it.
I have a list of 16 teams that all have one thing in common, and I'm going to name them one by one, and you have to figure it out what it is they have in common. And if you think you haven't figured it out before I finish, go ahead and shout it.
Cool.
Awesome. All right, Caleb, hit us with it.
Florida State,
Okay.
LSU, Ohio State, Wisconsin, Georgia Tech, Hawaii, Navy, South Carolina, Texas, Nebraska, NC State, Boston College, Vanderbilt, Utah, Boise State, and Georgia State.
They're all universities.
Okay, you got it. Now,
He didn't set a bar on what they.
You're not wrong.
Caleb, this is. Does this have to do with football? Is that what we're saying?
Got to be, yeah.
Yeah,
Gotta
these
be, right.
are all FBS programs.
Yep.
Florida State,
Heisman?
LSU.
No one's won the
Buckeyes,
Heisman NC
Wisconsin.
State.
Did he? That.
It's got to be something simple. It's got to be something simple.
Let me say this. They all. It's a good one. They all have coaches that are within 5 years that haven't been there for 5 years.
No, that's not it. Blaine is onto something that it's simple.
Yeah, it's got to be simple.
I'm overthinking it.
It's not Heisman's. I don't think NC State players won a Heisman. God, see, now I'm trying to rack my brain of all the teams you just said.
He said NC State.
I don't know.
I don't know, Caleb. I don't know this one. Ow. This is a good one.
They all play in their respective state's capital city.
Oh, that's so just
I would not have
right in
gotten
front
that.
of my face.
I would not have gotten that. I was thinking more like schedule, like stuff like that. Caleb, that's a good one, man.
Great-
Call it
hey,
again,
great
Caleb.
one
Great
right
call.
there, Caleb.
Great way to set the tone on a Wednesday.
Go
We
Air
appreciate it,
Force.
man.
Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. I'll talk to you again next week.
Have a
Please.
great day,
Thanks.
Caleb.
Call
Yeah,
again.
buddy. All right, we got Hunter on the line in Arkansas. Hunter,
Oh, he's
what's going on?
heartbroken, baby?
All right, we got Woo Pig Bolt here.
Woo Pig Bolt. Yeah.
Bolt.
Okay,
Right.
okay.
Chargers fan too.
All right, I got a non-serious thing and a serious thing.
I love
I'm
that.
gonna do the non-serious. I'm gonna do the non-serious first. I think
Okay.
there's a Crain and Co. conspiracy theory going on.
What is it?
It's Blaine.
It's
He's a
me.
Yankees fan. Yeah, he's a Yankees fan and a Lakers fan
Yep.
and an Auburn fan. Everybody knows that Yankees fan and Laker fans are actually Crimson Tide fans. So I think he's secretly the real spy here.
Oh,
Oh, and
God.
he did live in Tuscaloosa.
Oh, no.
Well, you can blame a
Did
female
live
for
in-
that.
Did he crack?
So let's
Hunter, you may have cracked the
go ahead and
code
get some
here,
corrections
Hunter.
going. Okay. One, I'm a LeBron James fan. So if LeBron, when it
So
comes
you're a
on the
Lakers
basketball court, so I'm not rooting for the Lakers. I'm just rooting for LeBron. LeBron can go play in Alaska, and I'd root for Alaska. Been a Yankees fan since I was a kid. All right. You know, and there's somewhat of a correlation. To be honest, I'll give you this. When I lived in Alabama, all right, I dated a girl who's in a sorority. Most of the people in Tuscaloosa are from up north.
Yeah.
Are from up north, like Chicago, like that area. It would
Jersey.
blow your mind the amount of people, Northerners, who come down there for Southern gentlemen, get down there and realize there's not any.
Wow.
But
Wow.
I promise you this with everything I have. I respect Alabama, but I hate them with every ounce of my body. So I can never be a Bama fan.
I don't know, Hunter. I'm gonna not
Don't listen to him. He's a spy. all right?
confirm nor deny that. There may be some.
I don't even want to know what the serious question is.
Yeah.
Okay, so the serious thing is it's my prediction for the Power 5 winners.
Okay.
I'm gonna go in the order of what you guys are doing your predictions on. So
I love that.
ACC. I'll start. You did ACC.
ACC
Monday, right?
on Monday. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay. So I have Clemson winning, but only losing one game,
Okay.
and then I have in the Big 12, I have Texas winning, but losing one conference and one non-conference game.
Ooh.
And then I have in the Pac-12 today, I have Washington winning like Cone.
Okay.
And
What do
then in the Big 10, I'm assuming also like Cone, I have Michigan winning.
Yep. I'm going to have Michigan
And then
winning the
in
Big Ten, too, so surprise, surprise.
And then in the SEC, I hate to do it, but I have Alabama winning.
Really? With again, spectrum of result for Alabama is as wide as it's been. I wouldn't be shocked if they went 12-0. I wouldn't be shocked if they went 9-3. Hunter, how do you have Arkansas doing?
I have Arkansas, like, realistically, because we have a tough, like, first slate in the SEC play.
Yeah.
I have us doing about what we did last year, like 7-5, 8-4 range.
Yeah, I don't think that's crazy.
Too tough of a split, and that first couple of weeks we have too tough. Like, I don't see it. Truthfully, out of that, the first like 4 SEC games we have, I really only have them like realistically beating probably Ole Miss. Like, I'm not confident in the A&M game, the LSU game. And I think we play you guys before we play Alabama, so I don't really trust us against. I don't know. Hugh Freeze kind of has our number.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of witch in him. I'll say this. I'm interested to see the way Dan Enos uses KJ to see if he can stay healthy throughout the year. And then up front on the offensive line. If those two things hold up, I think Arkansas could be somewhat sneaky a little bit this year. I really do.
We'll see. Thanks for calling in, Hunter.
Hunter,
Great
thanks,
call,
buddy.
Hunter.
Appreciate it, man. All right, we have Trace in Alabama. Trace, Blaine says there's no gentleman in Alabama. Do you agree with him?
He's not too far off.
Yeah.
Trace.
My question's about Aaron Rodgers and the Jets. He's playing in his first preseason game in 5 years. So do you think he's playing because he's excited and he wants to get out there with his new team, or do you think he's playing because there's questions that need to be answered and they're not clicking like they should be?
You know, without being in the building, I don't think. To me, I don't think Aaron would play if he was with the same group that he had been with for a while, right? Like when he was at Green Bay, you had Lazard, you had Randall Cobb. He'd been around basically the same skill players outside of Christian Watson and some of the new guys they drafted. He's with, and I know they brought some guys over, but he's with a lot of new guys, and it's one thing to scrimmage and practice. It's one thing to go through drills. It's one thing to, go through your pass prep and things like that. It's another to actually go out there during the game when the bullets are flying and be able to build that in-game chemistry. I said the same thing about Peyton Thorne in Auburn, to kind of shift gears a little bit. That it's practice. You try and simulate practice to the game as much as possible. That's the whole point of practice, right? To try and get yourself ready. But there's no way to simulate the actual game and build that actual in-game chemistry, because a lot of stuff happens during the game that you don't foresee, right? And I'm a firm believer in getting the mistakes out, right? Let's go ahead and if we're going to miscommunicate because we're new together, let's go ahead and get those mistakes out in the preseason where it doesn't affect us getting into the playoffs, especially in the division they're in. I mean, holy hell. They're in you could argue that their division and the AFC West are the two toughest divisions in football. So
they start off with the Bills on Monday Night Football.
Without a doubt. So you don't want to be going in blind or going in dry week one without getting those miscommunications out, right? I mean that's Cohen. I think you agree with me on that.
No, for sure. He's not playing unless he wants to play. Like, they're not going and saying, Aaron Rodgers, you're playing.
Yeah, Robert Saleh's not telling him, Aaron,
so
you got to play.
Clearly he wants to be out there with this unit. When you look at Hard Knocks, man, he's throwing the ball around the yard. He looks great. I think the wide receivers look great. It's just about the offensive line. It's like they're all trying to get in sync. I don't know how much we'll see him, maybe a drive or two. I doubt he plays a full quarter. Right?
No, I would say 2 drives max, but again, it just and the communication is a great point, David. The communication just for the receivers too. It's getting the offensive line used to that cadence during the game and things like, because Aaron Rodgers is one of the best. We
were talking about this weekend with my father-in-law, Richard Todd, former Jets quarterback. We were talking about this upcoming last preseason game, and he said, this is when you'll see a lot more of the starters play. Because the mentality was different back then. You play in the one that's the closest to the season, right? You get ready to go. Now we've seen so many guys just, hey, you're Aaron Rodgers, you're Tom Brady, you don't have to play in the preseason anymore, and that's kind of the new modern era. But the old school mentality was, hey, let's at least get one full scrimmage in before the season starts.
Trace, great question, man. Enjoy college football this weekend.
All right, I appreciate it. I will, and y'all too.
Definitely call back.
All right, we also have another caller from Alabama, Austin in Alabama. Maybe he's going to push back on your gentleman.
Blaine,
what do you say, Austin?
What's going on, guys?
What's up, brother?
Man.
So that you know, I'm the biggest Oregon fan, and I live in the state of Alabama.
Yeah. Baby, let's go.
Okay. So you obviously agree with me.
Oh, 100%. But there's only one thing I disagree with, though.
Hit me with it.
They're going 12-0.
Ooh, ain't losing.
I mean, look, I don't.
This time of year,
I don't
dog.
think it's
Everyone's
crazy.
going
Let's break it
12-0,
down.
Yeah,
baby.
here we go. The book
All right,
of
so
Bruce
you have
Willis and friendship.
Oregon losing on the road to
Texas Tech
Yes.
and
Hey, I'm
Utah.
going to be at that game. I want to witness
You're
that
going to
game.
the game?
I
Now, look,
love
that
it.
one's that. The reason I'm going with Texas Tech there is because I think Tyler Shuck, who transferred from where? Oregon. That's a little bit of a get back. Needs to stay healthy. I think they're good enough, and that style I think is going to translate early in the year. I think Oregon's going to hit their stride until they go to Utah. I think that's a game where Utah is going to put it all together. But man, you get Oregon State at home, you get USC at home. You know, I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility, man. That schedule, as crazy as it sounds to say this, that Pac-12 schedule is brutal, dog.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have them squeaking out a win at Texas Tech.
And I got to beat Washington on the road, man.
I have them losing to Washington on the road and losing to Utah on the road for
That's
Tennessee.
the same
Speaking
thing.
of Washington, my prediction, I have Oregon beating Washington, but then I have Washington going 11-1, and it's going to be a rematch in the title game.
I don't think.
That's
I don't
okay.
think.
I like that.
Oregon's probably has the most talented roster in the Pac-12. I would
think
say
the
that.
year two progression from Dan Lanning, I think the front seven has improved. I think
Yeah.
the offensive line replacement is underrated. And you got Bo Nix at his 50th year at Oregon. So,
Yeah, I know. I mean, he's been in the game longer than Dan Lanning has. I'll say this. When I look at the Pac-12, I think any prediction, any combination of Utah, Washington, Oregon, USC, and even having Oregon State in there, I don't think you can look at somebody and say that's a dumbass prediction.
No way.
I mean, that's how deep they are at the top. Like, would you be shocked if any of those teams ended up?
I think 5 teams can win the conference.
I agree with you.
Oh, yeah.
I agree with that. I literally had them open. I think there's 5 legitimate teams, and that's not even. Look, I think Arizona with Delora, with Jaden Delora is a little bit sneaky. Arizona State's got a little bit. They got a while with Dillingham. I think Colorado's going to be fine down the stretch. UCLA, I think, is going to be middle of the road this year with what they're replacing. But I mean, look, at the end of the day, I mean, there's not outside of Stanford and Colorado, and I think you say Cal. Everybody else,
if
man.
you're Oregon, if you just don't schedule Georgia and Post Malone fall apart at the end of the year, I mean, who knows where you could have been?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100%. So my thing is about Oregon's schedule. I know Wazoo is going to be good. I like their quarterback. But if you look at their schedule, unlike USC and Utah, they really don't, between their really, really big games, they have a smaller game, like in between Washington and Utah.
They're spaced out. It's spaced out a lot more than the others.
Whereas
We talked about that the other
whereas
day.
Southern Cal's
actually.
back-to-back with Notre Dame and Utah and back-to-back with Washington and Oregon.
Yeah, I mean, then you look at really, I would say Oregon and I mean, even Oregon State has Washington and Oregon at the end. But I mean, you talked about USC. I mean, Utah, you start off with Florida and Baylor, which that's not going to be a walk in the park anyway. You got UCLA and Oregon State next to each other. You got USC and Oregon next to each other, and you got Washington and Arizona both on the road next to each other. Those are tough.
Another interesting thing here: Washington and Oregon both have byes leading into that game against each other.
Yep.
That's huge.
Like that.
That's huge.
Even Stevens.
Yep.
Austin, great call, buddy.
Great call,
back
man.
Friday.
Thanks, man.
All right, I appreciate it. Y'all be safe.
You
too,
too.
brother.
See you, buddy. All right, Dylan in Pennsylvania. Oh, we have a Pongo situation here.
Pongo?
Dylan, Pongo.
Pongo,
Alert,
Pongo.
What you got?
I'll go.
Love it.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up, man?
Going great, man.
First time caller, long time listener.
Appreciate it.
Welcome home.
Being from central Pennsylvania, the Little League World Series is a huge deal around here.
Mhm.
I was wondering what your guys' opinion of it was, how much you're following, and who you're cheering for this year.
I watch it. Look, I always cheer for the Southern teams. Here's my thoughts on the League World Series. It's fun, but I played Dixie Youth growing up, and we would have kicked their ass. Like, we used to watch and laugh at the League World Series.
Really?
Yes. Like, we just used to be like, we would destroy these kids. Like, it just, because we played, there wasn't Little League Little League teams was not where we were at all. Like, it was straight Dixie Youth. And, I mean, we, like, literally had guys. I mean, I can go back to when I was 12 years old that if we would have put one team together from where we're from, when I did All-Stars at Auburn, we had 4 different teams at one point from Auburn. We'd have put one together and sent them to Little League World Series. We'd have smashed those children. Now, you play on 200-foot fields? Y'all playing on 200-foot fields? Are you kidding me? Like,
We played on 200
were you
foot
playing
fields,
Little
yeah.
League?
No, we played on 225-foot fields.
Every game you ever played.
Most of them, yeah.
220.
Most of them. And are they using big barrels?
I'm not sure about
not
that.
12 and under.
No, I'm not sure about that.
But
It's fun to watch.
It's
man.
fun to watch.
I was at B-Dubs yesterday watching.
Yeah.
I think Japan. Who was they playing?
They've got their
Panama?
Shohei that kept going.
And it was, Japan had an inning where they made 4 errors in a row, which you can't do. And I was a Dixie Hughes kid, went to the World Series, won the home run derby at the World Series. It was dope. Man, it's hard for me not to cheer for any team from America.
Well, I don't think he's asking about that. He's like, what team? Like, are you cheering? What region? Like, obviously being from the South, whatever Southern team is up there, whether that's a team from Tennessee, whether that's a team from Alabama, whether that's a team from Georgia, I'm rooting for them. Obviously, when we're playing like Korea or Japan or Curacao or somebody, I'm rooting for.
And Tennessee
America.
beat Nevada yesterday by 1 run.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw Rhode Island was getting murdered by somebody yesterday. But look, it's fun. I love seeing the parents' reaction. I think the Monaco guy, Mike Monaco, I think's his name, does a really, really good job calling it. It's a great tradition. I just wish they would have let us play Little League because we would have gone around the world coming San Diego
I don't get it.
style.
Why couldn't you play?
We didn't have we were Dixie Youth.
Yeah,
there was no Little League. Little League's an
Little League where we
organization,
were.
right? Like Dixie Youth is an
I
organization.
played on a travel team called the Bloodhounds.
Yeah, but that's travel ball. We're talking about park and rec.
Well, we
ball.
got to go to a Little League World Series qualifier. And we were good, and we got
Y'all's
smoked.
travel ball team got to go to the Little League World Series.
We got smoked.
No, yeah, I don't know.
We were good.
Yeah, we were Dixie Youth kids.
We were Dixie. It's like that was rec ball to us. Like Dixie Youth was rec ball. We had rec ball and travel ball. Travel ball with us was like USSSA.
I don't know how it
I don't know how a travel.
regionally, like a travel ball team's made up of kids from all different places.
Yeah, like
So how would you go play for the Little League World Series?
yeah. Was it Dizzy Dean?
Well-
Are you talking about Dizzy Dean or was it Little?
Izzy Dean?
Mhm.
No, I'm not making a Grease movie.
Wow.
Not out here dancing.
How can we grow up so close to each other yet so far apart?
Yeah,
Little
I
League, to me, you had all stars for rec league.
What was the closest Little League to you?
God, I think it was Georgia, Columbus,
Mm-hmm.
Columbus, Georgia. In Alabama, I don't think we had Little League.
No.
I don't think Little League was an
I've never seen a team
organization
from
in
Alabama in the
Alabama.
Little League
We were Dixie Youth. I'm talking about some cats. But that's why I watched the League World Series. And I'm like, man, they're like, oh my God, this kid's throwing 80 miles per hour.
Well, I like
Dog, we
watching
had
because
kids
like
up there pumping
That
absolute
one kid is like
gasoline.
9 feet tall.
Yeah,
He's 13. I am 12 situation. He's up there pumping 89,
yeah.
like 6'3".
And hitting
There's
the ball
always that one
400
kid.
feet.
Yeah. It's so fun to watch, man.
It is fun to watch.
What year was that Georgia? Those kids were just tanking everybody.
It was the kids who ended up playing at Russell County who
Yeah.
was in our region.
That's right. Yeah.
That was great.
I love
Dixie
watching it.
League championship.
The Dixie Youth?
Dixie Youth. Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't they have a championship?
They do.
They do.
Oh.
They
It's
do.
just not as
it's just
big.
not on
It's
ESPN.
not on
It's not played at Williamsport.
Yeah.
They don't want to see us up there.
Y'all won that one?
Huh? No, we made it to state. Like that, dude, that's what I'm telling you. Like, it would be us versus it'd be Auburn that had 4 teams that were split up. There wasn't one team from Auburn. So if you were like War Eagle Gray or War Eagle Blue or War Eagle Orange or War Eagle White, you were 1-4. If they would have put one team together, we would have smashed everybody. Like it was ridiculous. We had out of the team that went to state I was on, we had 7 kids go
That's
Division
what I'm saying.
I.
Like, we're talking about team Tennessee. You said Tennessee just beat who?
Nevada.
That's the whole state of
No, it's
Tennessee.
not. No, it's not. It's one city. It's one city out of
But you can
Tennessee.
put whoever you want on the team.
I don't think so. I don't think that's right.
It's
Because
not
then
like-
it would.
Well, that's not how. I mean,
fall.
that's not how it worked for us. And Tennessee was a Dixie Youth team too. We played Tennessee in the World
So
Series.
how was your team? How did they decide who was on your team?
It's all stars from Rec.
All-Stars from Park and Rec
So
from
it
your
is an
city.
all-star team.
Yeah.
That's how my travel team was formed, an all-star team from Little League.
Yeah, but that was one team, right?
And then we just kept it going after that all-star.
Well, see, we had travel ball team. We were the Auburn
Yeah.
Black Sox, where we had kids from around Auburn. But if we went and snagged a kid from Montgomery, nobody was like, "Hey, can't do that. Kid from Montgomery."
Yeah. Great question, man.
Yeah, gay.
Appreciate it, Dylan.
That ended up being a great. Dylan, thanks, man. That was a great call.
All right,
Thank
we
you.
got RJ, the comeback kid in Boone, North Carolina.
Ooh.
Boone,
Encouragement.
encouragement.
Good morning, guys.
thank you for wishing me a happy graduation.
Of course, man. Congrats.
I've been trying to catch up on listening to y'all because I was interning at Lenore Ryan's with the Bears down in Hickory, North Carolina.
Nice. I know where that is.
But I have a question.
Go ahead.
Me being a Georgia fan, it hurts me because this year we should have went to the national championship game, but 2012, Notre Dame, Stanford, the Stand, David, as an offensive person, what would you have done different in that game? And Blaine, what would you wish would have happened in that game?
What would I have done different?
Remember, this was Toby Gerhart, right?
What year was this?
2012?
2012. It was the magical run for Notre Dame. It was the Stanford ran the ball 4 times on the goal line.
Yeah, and didn't get in. That's
Look,
exactly
man,
right.
To me, football. My coach from high school says RPO still stands for run people over. Look, you're on the 1 yard line at the goal line.
Yeah.
My thing is punch the ball in. It's still football at the end of the day, even though maybe a little play action on 3rd down.
Well,
man, I'll never I'll put my head on the pillow at night and try. It's like when we're inches.
If you run the ball 4
If we
times
run
in
the
a
ball
row.
4 times.
yeah.
Right, because that's when you find out who worked the hardest in the offseason. Right? If we can't get that, if we can't get those inches, then we didn't work hard enough, and we didn't deserve to win that game.
Well, I mean, look, as a defensive guy, you know matchups, right? You know what the other team wants to do, what they're best at, what their best players are. Out of 4 downs, I'm with you. If you can't get that last yard, and it wasn't Toby Gerhart, I was
It's
wrong.
Stephon Taylor.
Yeah, that's right. Another really good back.
I remember who their tight
Just
end
don't line up in the
was.
shotgun and do it.
You remember?
Well-
No, it hurts me now because I remember who their tight end was.
Who?
Zach Ertz.
Yeah. Well, again, I get the old school thinking that, but one out of those 4 plays, man, can we run a boot?
A little boot action.
What about a
Kansas
boot?
16?
What about? And you know when the best time to do it is? The best time to do it? First down. It's the best time to do it. Because especially if I think you're going to try and wedge it, right, or do whatever, run ISO, line up in the eye, run some heavy play in the middle. You run that boot. I watched Peyton Manning just pull people's pants down in front of the whole high school at the musical. Like
Did that one
David
that
Cutcliffe?
one.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah. David Cutcliffe, when Peyton Manning didn't tell him he was going to keep it, and he tricked everybody. I would have run at least 1 boot, and I probably would have done it on first down, as crazy as that sounds.
I like it. Appreciate it, RJ.
Question.
Go ahead, RJ.
No problem. So that same year, Notre Dame going undefeated, even though I think they're overrated. Do you think if Stanford would have won that game, would that show Notre Dame's flaws?
I think it was such a tight game. You know, some people, especially when it was, I'm trying to remember, what was that, like
What was the
game
final
7?
score?
The final score was
2013.
2013 OT.
Yeah, I think it would have showed a little bit of their flaws, but it's Notre Dame at the end of the day. They're going to get the benefit of the doubt. They always have, being the brand that they are. I will say I think it may have things would have shaken out a little bit differently at the end, but it's hard with that hypothetical. Go ahead.
Stanford went 12-2.
I know.
And they threw for over 300 yards one time the whole season. They lost to Washington 17-13, lost to Notre Dame 20-13, beat Oregon 17-14, UCLA 27-24, and beat Arizona 54.
You know what? That sounds like when you sim, like
What a year! Oh my God!
It sounds like when you sim. I mean, and that was the year that you know, obviously Bama ended up doing what they did against LSU. But yeah, I do think that would have exposed their flaws a little bit more. But you won the game, right? Like at the end of the day, it's about winning.
Yep.
You know, that's a great RJ. That's a great
call, man.
Hey, congrats on graduating too, my friend. Call in again.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, man. See ya. All right, you want any more?
Yeah, let's go 30 seconds.
All right, Chase, can you keep it to 30 seconds for us?
Yeah, I'll run it quick for you guys really quick.
Up tempo, Josh Heupel.
All right, up tempo. So 2 quick things. So one, I want to say shout out to PJ today for connecting me.
Yep.
And shout out to Jake for not recommending, I should say, rationalizing that Tanner Mordecai bet. put that bet slip in last week. So
That a boy.
Tanner
Hey, what did you put in top 5? Did you put in top 5 or did you put him to win it?
I put 25 on Tanner Mordecai to win the Heisman.
I love it.
For $2,000? I love it.
Yes, sir.
Pour it all
Yes,
over
sir.
me.
I love it.
Yes, sir. That's exactly what I said.
Yeah.
And really quickly, I want to say the reason that I got to that point was because since you guys are doing Pac-12 predictions today, I was all on the Caleb Williams Heisman train, really, like for the last couple of weeks. But I was doing my stuff and looking at it. I think USC finishes third in the pack behind Utah and Washington.
I don't think that's crazy at all. The hardest decision I had to make was who was going to play Oregon in the Pac-12 championship game.
Mm-hmm. They're so top heavy.
I agree there. So I don't want to keep you guys. I will just get to why I called, though, because I did tell you guys we were coming with it yesterday. Were coming with it yesterday. Your 2023 Big 12 predictions, courtesy of Chase.
Let's get it.
All right?
Hashtag the Chase.
I've got Texas Tech going 11-1.
Wow.
And winning the conference. Their one loss, I haven't seen UT.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay. Oklahoma, this is where people are going to, just like Jake yesterday, I'm going to have to take the flames I'm going to get. I have Oklahoma also going 11-1.
I got him going 10-2, Chase. I got him going 10-2.
But I'm going to take the loss. I'm going to take the loss to TCU late in the year, not at Red River.
So they're beating Texas. Wow.
Yeah.
So that gets them into the conference championship game against Texas Tech, who you said's losing to Texas, so it's a 3-way tiebreaker?
Well, no, because this is where I could not pull the trigger on Texas beating Bama, so I have Texas finishing the year 10-2, 8-1 in the conference. They will have a loss to OU and a loss to Alabama.
Okay, so
they would only have one conference loss.
So in that 3-way tiebreaker, you're going to win against. It goes against win against common opponent.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, that's right.
All right. I love it.
Chase,
Thank you,
great
Chase.
stuff, man. Appreciate you. Hey, call Friday.
See you, bud.
See you, man.
Tanner Mordecai. Mordecai. All right, here's what I got tonight. Who cares? College football Saturday. Braves -1.5 plus 100. Giants, Phillies, Nerfy plus 100.
Rays -1.5 -130, and Orioles, Jays, Nerfy -115.
All right. Please. Rays -1.5. I'm taking my exact same bets from yesterday. We're 2-0 yesterday. Boys came through. Tampa Bay Rays -1.5. Bet Buds Dave -130. Give me the Stros at home against the Red Sox -1.5. It's going off on a plus 160.
Chris Sale. Just wanted to say that. Ace, Dodgers -1.5 -120. He's going Shohei's on the mound. Angels, Andrew Abbott's on the mound for the Reds. Going Nerfy -115. All right, back to the Boost Club.
Quickly.
On about y'all.
Notre Dame effing Irish.
I love that.
$5 donation. Hashtag guys, Crain and Co. Does Sam Hartman have a realistic chance to be a Heisman finalist this year?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with that schedule. You have to have Heisman opportunities to have Heisman moments. Write that down. This is patented by Jay Crain, Crain and Company.
He's really
at JCrain _ on
Let's
Twitter.
go to Charles Dossett, $5 donation. And Jake proves why he is the traitor. Hasn't been to the #1 academy. Man up, Jake. And go to a real men's academy.
All right, look, West Point. I'm not going to sit here and talk trash about West Point,
is
even though the Naval Academy and the Air Force Academy was super duper dope.
Oh, here he is. What's up, Cole? $2 donation. Cole.
Snuck in there.
LeBron is mid. MJ's a GOAT. And the Pac-12 is mediocre.
Really? Cole, shots fired.
All right, let's go to Aaron Demers. Carson Beck at Georgia. Is that seriously all they can recruit? I can't remember the last big-name recruit at quarterback except for Justin Fields.
How about Gunnar Stockton?
Carson Beck has the longest face
I've
ever seen.
It hasn't slowed
He
him
has
down
shovel
at all.
face?
He has tree face. It's just super long, dude.
What is
Dude,
Like
Carson
they sent me
Beck
the
is
pic. I
good.
saw the pic. I'm not saying he's not good.
I'm not saying you're not. I'm not saying
I don't
you're
know
not
how
saying
they
he's
get
not good.
I don't know how they get a helmet to fit him.
I'm not saying y'all aren't saying that he's not saying he's not good.
He's got a
Quit saying-
rectangular helmet, like vertical rectangle.
Dude, just the biggest look.
Georgia signed like a 5-star quarterback, I think, in the last 3 classes. Maybe he's talking about evaluating. I'm telling you, watch out for Gunnar Stockton, though. But Carson Beck, don't sleep.
I'm not.
Don't, David, wake up.
All right, quickly. John Williams says, play Dixie Boys. Zach Blatt hit me in the forearm once.
Yeah. Zach Blatt, I played.
Bruises because he threw gas. Zach could throw.
Yeah, Zach played with me at Opelika, throwing absolute. I saw him against, God, I forgot who it was, Tallahassee one time. First time I ever saw Zach pitch in person because he had a broken wrist on his left hand. So, then we played Bibb County, who had this number 4 hole hitter, this huge, massive guy who grunted every time he swung, and Zach struck him out and screamed at him. That was Ben Jones, the starting center for Georgia, who played the NFL, is still playing the NFL right now.
Wow.
All right, let's go to the poll.
Poll.
Who will win the Pac-12?
How many options?
USC, Oregon, Utah,
Watch.
other.
Oh, you didn't even give Washington.
There's no way I couldn't put Utah.
I'm gonna say because everybody's just so in love with Caleb Williams. I'm gonna say they said USC, 41%. They said Oregon, 26%. Who was the other one you put? Utah.
Yep.
Utah, 23%. Other, whatever the rest of
Was
it
Sister
is.
Riggs in the chat today?
Well, Queen
Yeah,
Riggs is
okay.
always in the chat.
I'll go
Yeah,
Utah.
I
I'll say she galvanized the Utah fan base.
I really felt like
Other.
her down.
11%.
So Washington just not getting any love.
USC, 24%.
What?
Oregon, 32%.
I was
Wow.
close.
Utah, 33%.
Wow,
Nice.
squeaking out a
Choice.
win.
Make it out,
Hey, guys.
boys.
Great show today. Booster Club sounded hot.
Yeah, encouragement.
Encouragement. Do it.
Do it.
Peacock chest. We appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe. Follow us on all social medias. If you're watching on X or Twitter or whatever they're calling it this week, make sure you're following us. We're close to 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Make sure you do that. Buy some merch. Check out our sponsors. We got the Big Ten tomorrow, David. How excited are you about it?
I'm pumped. I can't wait.
Good. That seemed like it. Super, super duper pumped. We're super pumped as well. And like the chances of the Pac-12 surviving as a league
Survive.
this year, survive. We're going, gone. Come back to me.